him that if we actually had opportunities of things like this during our undergraduate, maybe we would have probably turned out better, or maybe we probably wouldn't have made some career mistakes we made along the line, or maybe things could have been kind of better, right? So because we got to learn things just along the, just along the way. And then there's this thing about learning with experience, how do you call it now? Learning from experience is always, times it's always painful, times it's always, hurtful, right? So I'm just going to share my screen, then we can start, because let's see how far we can go. Okay. Can we see my screen? Yeah, I want to know if you can see my screen. Can I get a response? Okay. All right, so let's just start. So engineering beyond the degree, what school didn't teach you about the real world? So I'll start by introducing myself, like just a little more about myself. As the anchor has correctly introduced, my name is Ayorinde Olumide. I'm currently based in Canada, and then I work with Nexans. Nexans is a major player in the cable manufacturing industry, so we can check them up. So it's been a long journey, actually. Like you rightly said, I started as an apprentice in a machine shop. I didn't like it at first, but then I started to just enjoy it, and then from there, that was what motivated me to study mechanical engineering. So I studied mechanical engineering at the University of Lagos. So actually before then, I went to technical college, like a vocational school, right? So I spent 3 years there studying mechanical engineering and craft practice, and then after that, I attended Yaba College of Technology, so that's a polytechnic. And then I did my HND in industrial maintenance engineering before I moved to the University of Lagos. So it's been a long call. So, and also I completed my apprentices program, right? So like the normal apprentice program that we have it in Nigeria. So let's just get right into it. So engineering beyond the degree. So basically, I was just going to be sharing my experience over the years, what worked for me, what I've learned, through my mentors, senior colleagues, what I've learned through experience, through mistakes and all. So it's just going to be more like sharing my experience. I believe a lot, probably, which I believe is going to be helpful for us. So we don't kind of get to make some mistakes along the line, and then we can get to really see things from the real perspective of things. We can really see things for what they are, and then we can be well prepared for the outside world, the real world. So let's just get into it. So engineering beyond the degree, what school didn't teach you about the real world? So this is first of all not to talk down the school system. It's not to make less of the school system, but we simply want to evaluate things. We want to, see the limitations of the school system, and then see how we can provide solutions, right? So that we can, we can make things better. Especially, we can make a better society, right? So, so it's not to talk down the school system. So let's get that straight. And then there's no perfect system, right? So we just want to identify the good. It is important that we identify the good opportunities the school system offers us. Now, I don't believe that there's something that is bad and it's just 100% bad and there's nothing good about it. And then there's also nothing good and then it's just only perfectly good, and then there's always, so it's just depends on which angle or how you are looking at it, And then, so we can say, I would first like to appreciate the school system. It's because of the school system we can all gather here. We can all communicate well, we can associate, we can assimilate, the exposure and all. So we can read and write today thanks to the school system, right? So, but then we just want to look at some limitations. So, and then I'm going to go right into what is the primary goal of a tertiary education, like a university education? What is the primary goal? I have it here that I'm just going to. This is a dictionary definition. So, the primary goal of a tertiary education is to provide advanced specialized knowledge. Critical thinking, skills, and vocational training that prepares individuals for the workforce. Now, note, the goal of all of this training, the knowledge, the critical thinking, the training, and all of such, is to prepare individuals for the workforce. So I continue. To foster personal development and drive innovations and economic growth. All right, so in short, is to all of the training, all of the knowledge, acquisition, and all is to prepare individuals for the workforce and to so as to drive innovation and economic growth. It's not just to prepare us for the workforce, but it's also as it prepares us for the workforce, and then we can drive innovation and economic growth. Right. So if we're going to go with this definition, go with this primary goal and objective of tertiary education, then if we're really going to assess things better, I know that different people from different countries are here. And then, from the statistics I got from the organizers, I can see that the majority of people here are from the global south, right? I mean, Nigeria, India, Pakistan. So most of the details are probably going to be similar. Most of the educational system is probably going to be similar. I know we can, some can have it better, some can probably, take for example in Nigeria now. You cannot, two different people are going to have different tastes or different flavor of education in Nigeria if one person attends a public university and another person attends a private university. So take for example, you're comparing Covenant University, which is private university in Nigeria, to University of Lagos in Nigeria. So it's just going to be kind of a little bit of a different approach, right? Because of, you understand what it is, right? So, but however, I'm just going to generalize, because majority of people attend public university, so I'm going to be talking from that perspective. And actually, I've done projects for university students, private and public university, so I can at least also give a good perspective from the private university. So it's actually not a lot of differences. Actually, they just have maybe a better environment, a better learning environment. It's not, but the content is basically the same thing, right? The content is basically the same thing. So we can then go on. Okay. So I've talked about the goal of tertiary education. So if we're going to look at it critically, coming from just the definition I gave earlier, you see that the school system has not done so well in fulfilling its mission, right? Has not done, like, if I'm going to rate it, I'm going to probably say 50%, right? So, which I feel is fair. Like, so we see that there will be no need for a graduate training program if fresh graduates are well prepared for the job market. And that's the truth. In most cases, you see fresh graduates completely clueless about the very job for which they went to school for, the very profession for which the school is meant to prepare them for. You see people actually like clueless. I mean, just it's a different thing, right? If like I told you that I have technical education, such that I went to technical school, and then I was an apprentice, so I do a lot of fabrication and machining things. So maybe just a little more of my background. Before I left Nigeria, I'm still running it. Right? I ran a business, an engineering business, Mighty Tech. We are into fabrication, machining, precision machining, 3D printing, designs, and all of such. Right. So I do a lot of fabrication for final projects, like final students, rather. Like I said, from both like masters, undergraduates, public universities, private universities, and I see a lot of designs, even to the masters student. It's even worse for the master students. Maybe because of, and it's not just one, it's not just two. I mean, I think I did that particular year I did like 4 or 5 projects for the same set. Maybe the people are probably relating with, but the designs are very, very, very poor. Like very, very, very poor. Such that I would need to do a lot of corrections. And the reason why I could do a lot of correction was because of my engineering background, like combined with my technical background. Right. So, this pulley is not going to work. This bed is not. I mean, maybe you didn't calculate the load, or I mean, it's just more of textbook design, right? This is really not going to work. You're not design. There's something we call design for. Many of us are designers here, right? So there's what we call design for manufacturing, design for maintenance, design for safety, design for economics, design. So all of those things, I see many final projects. Many of these things are not implemented, and then it's good if it's just for let me just make something beautiful, right? But when it comes to the real life applications, many of these designs are not going to fly. So, but this is exactly what the school is meant to, prepare us for, right? So, now let's come to think of it. Okay, let me also say this. And if you see few, graduates, yeah, I work with some set of students. They were going for Formula One competition in UK, and then we needed to fabricate a racing car, right? So, but their design was, their design was very good. So I say this to say that there are few graduates who seems to have a little understanding about the job, who seem to, who can at least do something meaningful, and then you can actually be certain that many times, they didn't probably learn it in school. Like it's more of self-learning, it's more of, just getting the knowledge from any other source, which is good, which is beautiful, because at the end of the day, it's not a valid excuse that they didn't teach us in school. Oh, I mean, your mates have gone ahead. They've sought for knowledge with every other in any other way they could, and then they are doing well. So I'm saying that to mean that it's not like everything is bad. I mean, people have been able to just scale out of the system and just get the knowledge, right? So let's come to think of it. If let's say we have if we can have just me thinking. This is just me thinking. While I was paying for this presentation, I was just thinking. Let's say we have a final year course, like just 2 unit course, 500 level, or I don't know, maybe some in Nigeria, engineering 500 is 5 years, so we have 500 level. I know some is just 4 years, but so say your final year, your final year or your final semester in school, you had a 2 unit course. You can name it anything you want, and then it has the following course outline.
Hello,
Just come to think
sir.
of it. How to learn.
I have a question.
Can you
Hello.
hear me? Yeah,
Yes,
can
sir.
you hear me?
I have heard you, but first, can you help me out of knowing this? What the purpose of joining this seminar? Because it's my first timing. It's my first time. I have never attended any seminar like this. Can you give me a short definition of this seminar?
I think the organizer can answer to that.
Yes. Okay. Okay, now you can continue.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I was trying to paint a scenario, and I was saying that, come to think of it, that we have a course in our final year, and then we can name it anything, maybe just a 2-unit or a 3-unit course, or whatever the case may be, and then with the following course outline: how to land your first job. I mean, how to get your dream job, how to start an engineering business, how to prepare for interviews, how to negotiate your wages and benefits, how to secure full funding, say for postgraduate scholarship, but how to write a professional resume, how to negotiate your wages, how to renegotiate your wages rather. I mean, let's just would it not be so amazing? Maybe it's because of the university I attended. Maybe some of you have this kind of, let me know from the comment section if any of you have something similar to this, something just to prepare you better for the job market, not just about the calculations, not just about the design, not just about the formulas and all of sorts, not just about the theory, but like the practical application of how I can attend an interview and how I can boldly answer questions, how I can prepare for the interview, how I can even get my first job. And that's why you see many people, many engineering graduates, and then they leave school because they cannot just find their bearing. And because of that, many just go into something else. And this is if I was going to answer the question of the guy that just asked the question, this section basically, which I'm trying to address a problem, and that problem has kind of been in my heart for a while, right? And then I'm like, why is it like this? And the problem is such that we see many engineering graduates, and then somehow, even before they graduate from the university, they are into something else already. And many of you can testify to this. During my sets, we had a lot of people, just getting our final year. A lot of people have started doing something else already because this is something they've been in the university for the past 4 or 5 years. But yeah, they might be on first line, they might be doing well in school, but then at the same time, it seems as if they cannot find anything meaningful to do with the education or the knowledge they've acquired over the years. And I won't blame them. Right, I won't blame them. See, in my set, I can name more software engineers who are into software development or game development or whatever than mechanical engineers. I mean, and it's so disheartening, right? So, well, before I go into that, I would like us to check some statistics. So let's not be that I'm just in my own world, just. I was able to look up some statistics, and then there are sources there at the end of this slide. You can so it's not just from my head, right? So I'm just going to read it out for you. So this is just somewhere. But I'm going to read the full thing for you. So because of the statistics I got from the organizers, I saw that we have more of Indians and Nigerians here. So I'm just going to use those 2 countries, right? And then we can copy and paste. In any other country that is represented here. So in India produces 1.5 million engineers annually. Approximately 83% of graduates fail to secure relevant jobs or internship immediately after graduation. The employability is significantly higher in tech-heavy branches like computer science, 80%, IT, 78%, compared to traditional branches like mechanical engineering. So you can see computer science, employability ratios like 80%, the IT 78%, but the mechanical engineering is more like 63%. And then the people you are really going to see in those computer science and those IT, many of them has a engineering background. Many of them finished, first class, top of their classes, mechanical engineer, electrical engineer. These are the guys you really see just making the ceiling in the IT. So let's look at Nigerians' reality. Approximately 65% of Nigerian employers identify a skill gap as a major barrier to hiring and organizational growth. This is so disheartening to see engineering students with high hopes completely lose interest in the profession they are passionate about, just because they couldn't find a connection between the classroom and the real life, or because they don't just know how to fit in. They don't just know what to do with the education. They don't just know where to, where to go, or where to, they can't find direction, and because of that, that's why many of them just, I think software engineering is way more easy, to navigate, and then that's the reason I want to share this. That's the reason why I want to that's my major focus, in short. So my goal here is to spark a burning desire in you, to ignite your passion for the field, make you see the possibilities amidst your fears and doubts, and show you how to channel your energy in the right direction, such that before you finish school, you already have a clue of what to do, such that if you get employed today as a design engineer, you will produce designs that is realistic. At times we just produce. There was a time I wrote something on LinkedIn, an article on LinkedIn about how we tend to focus more on the aesthetics and then leave the functionality. If you are designing, I'm not to talk about. I believe we've had 2 series, and then maybe we are going to have more. I don't know. Those series are to talk about the technical side, but then I'm just thinking, like, we have, if you see an average engineering student to design a machine for you, the machine can look so beautiful, the machine can look so, so appealing to the eyes, but then functionality, it's missing, the safety, the maintenance, the ease of operation, and these are the critical things that makes a machine functional. That's why we buy machines. That's what we look for, not just the aesthetics, right? So my goal here, like I said, is to spark a burning desire in you. So, and I will start by saying that engineering profession is a noble profession, and I'm going somewhere with that. Now, just stay with me. Engineering profession is a noble profession, and the title of an engineer commands so much respect globally, because everywhere, I'm practicing engineering here, and I will tell you that if you call yourself an engineer, maybe you introduce yourself as an engineer, people expect some level of responsibility, some level of people accord you some level of respect. And it's global. That's why at times when I just see people just using that title engineer, I'm just like, no, you are not an engineer. You're a graduate of engineering does not make you an engineer. You have got to register. And then here in Canada, to get registered as an engineer it's very, very, very tedious. Like, the process is very, like, I don't know how else to put it. It's very tedious. Why? Because of the respect that is accorded to this title. So let me just go on. And the reason for this is because the engineering profession stands at the intersection of economic growth, innovation, and technological advancement needed to sustain the society. Simply put, engineers keeps the world from falling apart. Now, you knows the word keeps. So we keep innovating so that we can keep the world together, right? So it's the same way, and the same thing for engineering students. You see that, amongst your colleagues in other course, in other field, you see that, you are there's a name we always call mechanical engineering students. Mech engine students, and then at times you just want to raise your shoulder because you are studying mechanical engineering, because electrical engineering, so you just kind of, even as a student, you just kind of have that vibe that comes with being an engineering student, right? So, and I'm saying that to mean that engineering students are one of the smartest, if not the smartest, students we ever see, right? And it's not to make you feel good. It's not to motivate you. I'm not here to motivate you. And then I'm saying that to mean that you're a smart person for being an engineering graduate, for being an engineering student, that you can even gain admission to the department in the first instance is a lot, especially if you're in public investing. So now I'm going somewhere with this. Now anyone who can successfully pass through the rigors of the engineering education can succeed at anything in any way. And that's very important. And please note this: you can succeed at anything, anywhere, if you can successfully pass through the rigors of engineering education, all the formulas, I can still remember some courses that gave us trauma. It was, having to stay up all night, having to, that kind of a thing. So now, and I'm going somewhere with that, so please keep that. So I'm saying that you're a smart person. So regardless of what anybody say, regardless of your results, regardless of, at times you see that some people get low self-esteem about themselves, and then they cannot really advance in life. They cannot really fulfill their dreams because they feel they are not smart enough, because maybe they feel the third class. See, that third class can actually be a first class in some other courses. If you put in the same work, you can actually be in maybe 2-1 in other courses, right? So I'm just saying that it's a lot, right? So like I said, that's not to motivate you, it's just a self-awareness, because success, the beginning of success is actually self-awareness, that now after defining your goals, this is what I want to, this is what I want to get, this is where I'm going. The next thing is to have a good self-awareness, like know where you are, know who you are, know what you're capable of. And that's very, very important. And that's why I needed to state that. I needed to state it very clearly. Now, let's move on. Okay. Okay. Now, the engineering education has given you one of the most important keys to success. Let me take that again. The engineering education has given you one of the most important keys to success, and you would have just justified your 4 or 5 years in school if this is the only one thing you got from school. I'm going to take that again. Please note that. The engineering education has given you one of the most important keys to success, and you would have just justified your 4 or 5 years in school if this is the only thing you got. And what am I talking about? Is the critical thinking and the problem-solving mindset. Critical thinking that comes with the engineering education and the problem-solving mindset. Take, for example, for a normal person, if you just see one equation, you can just be like, how does this even make any sense? Like, how do you expect me to solve this? This is not possible. That's like a normal, person. But for an engineering student, you want to look at it, okay, even if that's the first time you'll be seeing that kind of a problem, be like, okay, what am I given? Okay, what am I asked to look for? Or is there any formula that connects this to this? That is what we call critical thinking. That is what we call the problem-solving mindset. And that thing you can copy and paste. You can transfer it to any problem at all. Because life generally is basically about solving problems. It's basically, now, I can use our curriculum as an example. Majority of the courses we do, we took, like 85% or even 90%, they are just calculations. Like, even when we were doing, maybe at times to the extreme, even when we were doing manufacturing, even when we were doing designs, we didn't spend a lot of time, lecturer didn't spend a lot of time teaching us how to design with SolidWorks or Fusion. No. What they started introducing to us is how to mathematically model a machine. And that course is crazy. Like, it's not just how to design now, how to model a machine mathematically. Why am I using this pulley? Why am I using, like, you are sizing the boats, you are giving reasons, not just theory, you are giving calculations. Right? And that is what we call engineering. That is the real engineering, actually. So it gives you that critical thinking mindset, that problem solving mindset, such that you can excel anywhere. You can do anything you set your heart just with this mindset, such that when you see a problem, like I said, that life generally is basically about solving problems in families, solving problems in society, solving problems in your place of work. It's majorly about solving problems. And if your first approach to a problem is that, okay, how can I solve this? Okay, what then you are getting somewhere. But that's, oh, you're faced with the problem, like, oh, it's not possible, oh, this, oh, that, oh, just looking for excuses, just, oh, Nigeria is not good, oh, the government has, the country. That's not a problem-solving mindset. Right? So if you can get this one thing, oh, this one thing is just like a master key that can open many other doors for you. Right? One is never going to be enough. That's why you see me struggling to life. Just, can't just make anything out of it. Right? And I'm going to be sharing a few practical tips that have helped me over the years. Some are learned from senior colleagues, some through mentors, some through mistakes and experience. So I'm just going to a kind of section so that you can help us. Right? So I have general tips. So I call them tips because they're just things they just get you started. They're just I can't go into details, right? So they're just things that we can kind of spark something in us. The general tips that can help you just to succeed at anything you put your heart to. I'm going to talk about how to general tips on how to land your first job as a fresh engineering graduate or as a final year student in the engineering course. How to start an engineering business. I told you that I had the business before I left the country. Right. So and some other things. Let's see how far we can go. So practical tips for starters. But before I go into that, I'm going to talk about general tips. I didn't have it here in my slide. The general tips number one is that school is not a scam. This is very, very important to know. It's just school is a scam is a I don't know if everybody can relate to this. But school is a scam is kind of a recent, will I say, trend, or just flying around. There's nothing in school. There's and you see many students actually joining them. What's school all about? Oh, this and that. But I would say that school is not a scam. So make the most of it. The reason why some people are still struggling through life is basically because they didn't do well in school. Like I said, if you can do well in engineering education, if you can pass through the rigors of engineering education, you can pass through anything, and that's just the truth of it. See, I know many of you can relate with this. That say in your final year, or say when you are signing out, say your second semester in your final year, and then we are just so full of excitement. We're full of excitement not because we are going into the real world, not because we are going into the job market, but we are full of excitement because there's no next semester. We're full of excitement because there's no next calculation, there's no this, there's no register for this. We're just full of excitement, even though we have no clue of what to do with our life after school. Right? So how did I even get here? So okay, let me just go back to my point. So school is not a scam. So make the most of it. If you can do well in school, okay. I remember what I was the point I was trying to make. That so at that time we're like, there's no more next semester, so there's no more book, there's no more this, there's no more. But I found out that since last year that I got to Canada, it's always been from one exam to another exam. I just wrote one exam 10th of February. Immediately I'm done. I'm preparing for another exam. Right now I'm preparing for 2 exams. I'm going to be writing one by April. I'm going to be writing another one by May. After that, I'm going to be writing another exam by maybe June. After that, I have 5 exams of they're about to write this year alone. And that's just certification exam. That's just professional exam. There are still trainings I want to take. There are still this I still had the training at work maybe 2 weeks ago or thereabout. So the learning is always continuous. You will never get to the end of it. So don't be tired of learning. So let me quickly box your bubble. If you are getting excited already that at least there is this next semester. There's always next semester. So but then now it's just at your own pace. It's just what you want. So let me just move from here because of time. So please, squeeze those come. Please and please. So let me just rush now. So build the relevant skills and master it. It's a surer path. Now, So when I say it's a shorter path, it means that there are other paths. But try to build relevant skills while in school. Now, what I used to usually tell my mentees, and is that if you go through the school, like 4 or 5 years of the school system, and then the only thing you can come out with it's your engineering certificate, your engineering your just a certificate, then you have not done well. You have just wasted the time in my own definition of it. Like you didn't do well. Why? Because the school will give you 4 or 5 years. There's no pressure. Nobody is asking you to bring anything. You still get, probably many of us still getting money from allowances from home. And so there's no pressure. That pressure to deliver is not there. So you can, and don't say that, it's so busy, school is so tedious. Now, the truth of the matter is that things are not going to get any less busier. You are going to get even more busy and busier and busy. It's like, except you just want to, just sit down in your comfort zone and just be good. But if you really want to advance, if you really want to get to the top of the game, if you really want to get to the top of your feet, it has to be continuous learning. And it has to be, just having to read, having to wake up in the night. You would think that doing overnight, like when I say overnight, like reading all the night ends in school. It doesn't end in school, except you just want to end your dream. But if you are really serious about achieving your dream, doing overnight is not going to end in school. It's just going to continue, right? But now this is at your own pace. It's how fast you want to move. All right. So, and then you can't do it alone. Maybe I'm just going to touch on that later. You can't do it alone. It's good when you have a company of serious people like yourself, company who are going in the same direction. It's always easier when you have people who are doing it together, right? People who are, taking the courses together, taking the education courses together, people to encourage you when one is down, the other person can help the other. So it's always very important that you at least have somebody, at least have one person. So, and then there's time for everything. Another thing I have here is time for everything. There's the time to learn and then there's time to earn. So don't use the time to learn looking for what to eat, looking for how to earn. Like there's time for everything, and that's very, very important. Let me just skip the other ones. Because of time, time to look at time here. So I still have some other points here, but then let me just mention this one. The power of positive thinking. If you believe it or not, it shall be so. You have got to be able to place a bet on yourself. This is very easy. Nobody's going to be there trying to motivate you. You've got to motivate yourself. You fall down, you pick yourself up again. The exam, I told you I just finished writing an exam last week. I wrote the exam the first instance. The 70% was the pass mark. I had 64. I had to start preparing again. Right? Like just like 1 week break, and then I pack my textbook and start reading again. So nobody's going to be there to say, if I don't do it, it's really not going to affect anything. It's just going to affect me. It's going to affect my pay. It's going to affect my goals. But then it's not like I have the job already and I can just settle with it. Right? So the inner motivation is always going to be needed. You by yourself, you cry if you want to cry, and then before you know it, the next morning you are up. Right? And then somebody is saying that, I've been applying for a job and I'm getting the job. Maybe I'm saying, touch it a little. I'm just, let me not go ahead of myself. So let's just leave that. So practical tips to help you achieve your desired goal as a starter. Number one is that you know your craft. That's very, very important. You know exactly what you are doing. And that's the problem now. This is the first and the major thing. Know exactly what you are doing. If you call yourself a designer, you should have been able to produce some designs that are mind-blowing, like some that are really thought-provoking. Like, so if you're going to go for the course, if you're going to pay the money, if you're going to, like, whatever you can do, don't wait for school to teach you everything. But school has already given you that thing called the critical thinking, the problem-solving mindset. You can build on it. Right? So know exactly what you are doing and be very good at it. Like, be very good at it. Go and learn at all costs. Take relevant trainings, relevant courses, relevant certifications. Know your craft and know it well. I was saying that I had a business before I left the country. Like, and then oh God. There's not been just one person that complained about my work, and I'm not just making a blog about it, because I take my time. Because maybe I shouldn't stress it a lot. So because if I so let's just say you have somebody you're looking at, maybe you're looking at how they do things, looking at, get some counsel along the way. This is very, very important. It will help you avoid trial and error, save you from many mistakes. Now, I'm going to share this. When I was doing my IT, that's industrial training, that was at 400 level. A mentor of mine then, he was working in a construction company, so I was doing my IT in a construction company. So, and then he was telling me that, he just resigned from his job. And then that, they are begging him to come back. They are having the MDs having a meeting with him. This and that. This is the second time he will be resigning. This and that. They don't want to release him, but he wants to go. I was like, really? This is same country where many other people are looking for a job. But yeah, they are begging his job. They even say that they are going to increase your salary. They are going to, and then he was telling me that he doesn't really have time because he also practices, he also has private practice. So he doesn't have time. And then they were telling him that, okay, we don't need you to come to the office every time. Just come. It's a surveyor. So just come to work whenever we need you. We are going to give you a call. That and I told them that if you're going to give me a call, then it has to be 3 days notice if you want me in any site. See, we don't want you to come to work every time. Just come and solve our problems. I was like, wow. So since then, I was like, okay, I'm going to do everything possible to acquire so much value, to have so much value, such that I don't have to be at the mercy of any employer, so that my job will not be threatened at any point in time, so that if I'm at work, I'm delivering value. I'm adding value to the company, not just taking their money. Such that if they want to let go of some people, my name cannot be in the list. And since then I was like, I was going to do everything possible, and that's very important. Okay, let me move on. Visibility. Now, this is very, 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 very important. No matter what you've learned, no matter what skills you have acquired over the years, if people don't know, it's just more like, you get what I'm saying? So visibility is very important, and try everything you can do humanly possible to get visible. You can do that through LinkedIn, attending conferences, professional courses, professional societies, or groups like this. Now, let me share one. Will I call it a story? No, it's not a story. Somebody's experience. That we finished together, and then he finished from geoscience, right? And then while we were still in school, there's I've forgotten the name of the society now, American Petroleum Engineering Society or something. So it's an American society, an international students. It's both for students and just like mechanical, just like ASME, Association Society of Mechanical Engineers. We have the students, we have the professional. So, and then there's always an annual conference, and this guy has always been going to the annual conference. And because students also are allowed to come in, this guy has always been going to the annual conference since year 3, and then from there he met somebody that works in that always Slum BJ, right? So I work in Slum BJ, and then from there he made the person his mentor, such that and then they kept contact with the person, and then they were talking. After school, the guy was looking for a job, and then he reached out to the guy. I was like, okay, I'm going to send you a link, apply to this. And then that was graduate training of Slum BJ. And then this is where people are struggling. This is where, and then just right after then, they called him for interview. The interview was just more like an informal conversation. Before he knows it, he got the job already. They were paying him. This is a 23-year-old fresh graduate. They were paying him 650,000 naira. It's like, I don't know how to convert that to. You can convert that. You can convert it to your comments. This is like they were paying the guy 650,000 naira. This is a 23-year-old guy working in American companies and international companies, just because he was visible, like just because he would have a mentor, we have somebody, you never can tell, right? So Very, very important. So, and one way you can do that is through LinkedIn. So let me.
Kale, nigga, you motherfucker, nigga.
Okay. So, please, how many minutes do I have more? Okay. Okay, I still have time. I'm trying to rush things. So, how to land your first job? And land your first job. So let's get to the practical. More like let's get more practical now. How to get your first job? Number one, getting a job is a job itself. Like getting a job, it's a job itself. Mm-hmm. When I first got to Canada, now let me quickly say this. I was talking about there's some point I was skipping because of time. When I was in the university, I just started with this lead, and then kind of it worked for me. Maybe it didn't work for some other people, but then it kind of worked for me. And then I started by just posting my experience, and then I saw that I was getting the engagement, and I just like it, and I was just posting, and so I'm going somewhere with that. Such that before I finished school, before I finished my final year, I actually had an offer, and then I went for the interview. I got the job. That was my final year. I did the job for just maybe like was it up to a month before I resigned. I resigned because my supervisor was giving me issue because we're done with school, but then we've not defended our final year projects, and it was like it was not going to let me go. I had to resign from that job. But this one I'm going. I could secure a job, right? Like as a design engineer and a site engineer, just right from my final year in school. And it's not because of anything special. It was not because I was kind of visible on LinkedIn. I was posting my job. I was posting my designs. I was, that time what I do was that at times I post a design and I kind of critique the design. At times I make a design and I just write about the design. Oh, this is the reason why I'm making a decision here. This is the reason why I'm doing this. Or if I had done this, it would have worked out this way. And the thing is that people were noticing, such that the way it works is that the job market is very saturated, and it's everywhere. Like it is, and I'm telling you, it's everywhere. The job market is very condensed and it's everywhere. So it is already it's more like survivor thing. Like you get there first, like you get out of everything. So it's always like that, and you've got to know how to get the job. It's a job itself. Such that so the time I finished school to the time I left Nigeria, I've had like 5 job offers, 5 job offers, all through my LinkedIn. Recruiters coming to my DM and like, oh, we've seen your job. Oh, we like what you do. Oh, there's this vacancy. If you can, if you don't mind, can you send your CV? And it's always been like that. Even to the same week I left Nigeria, a recruiter team, came to my DM, and sent me the job role. Oh, we're looking for a sales engineer. Oh, if you are available, this and this. I was like, no, I can't do this. And I was turning down most of these job offers. Why? Because I have my business I was running. I'm still going to get to the point of the business thing here. So because I have more interest in business actually, right? So I turned most of them down, but then I took one. Benin Oil and Gas is another oil and gas company. I took it because I just want to have a feel of what the corporate world looks like. Because I'm like, I'm running my own company, my own business, and my goal is to actually build this company to become something big. That if I'm going to be able to build this company to something big, then I've got to learn how the corporate world works. So that's the reason why I actually took that job. And the truth was that I didn't spend 6 months on the job before I resigned again. Why? Because it's affecting my business. I could not shove it. And I was like, okay, one has to go for the other. They were paying me well, but then I was like, no, I have to resign. The HR was like, oh, we can work things out. I was like, no, I just have to go. And I didn't regret making that decision because I still had offers even after that, but then I rejected them. But I'm still going to talk about the point of the business, right? But how was I able to get all of this? See, the thing is that many of you actually you are more skillful, you are even more brilliant than I was then. But the only difference at the time was just because I was visible. I was writing about what I was doing. I was into CNC programming that time, and then I will write CNC programs, and then I was into CAM, that's computer manufacturing. I will post the video of the simulation. I will talk about it. I will write about, oh, this is the reason why I'm making the decision. This is the reason why I'm doing. Oh, if I did this, I'm going to the machining time is going to be this. If I put this out, the machining time was going to be this. People are seeing it. People are noticing that just like 2 months before I left the country, to somebody reached out to me and was like, oh, I think, oh yeah, I wrote about my Canada project. And the person was like, what's even the topic said? So the person was like, oh, I worked on this project. The person now was in UK. Oh, I worked on this project, now a big person. I worked on this project with NNPC or something. Oh, this and this. Oh, he was so excited. I'm like, oh, he said the machine that he used that time for the presentation, he was trying to look for grants that time. He said he spent 3 million naira on the project. And that was many years ago. That was like 2015. He said he spent 3 million naira project, and then he said the machine was just sitting there that he could send somebody to deliver it for me. I was like, wow, you're willing to give me a machine that you spent 3 million on? I mean, I've never seen you. I don't know you before. This is the first time. He said he has been following me for a while, and then like, oh, if he has any job that he was going to reach out to me. But when he saw that, we're like, oh, you can give me the machine. I was like, oh, I'll have loved to take the machine, but then I'll be leaving the country soon. Like, oh, okay. That's why I didn't keep it. I was like, so people are noticing you. That's the truth of the matter, right? So, having said that, so let's just go right into this. How to land your first job? I've said that getting a job is a job, so you have got to know that. Number 2, inform relevant people. Very, very important. Inform relevant people. Go to job sites, LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever. Right. So it's very important. Anyone that works, job sites. Let's say job site doesn't work. So if job site doesn't work, so how do you know the vacancies that are available? Right. So yeah, many people post fake job vacancy. Yeah, it's true, but then there are also genuine ones too, right? So there are genuine ones too. So before I make this point, okay, let me continue. I think I can still make the point that if I continue. So have a good resume. This is very, very important. Have a good resume. And like I said that, the school didn't teach us how to write resume, and we're going to need it. So don't wait for the school to teach you. I'm not going to teach you that course. So go and learn it. Go and learn how to write a good resume. Ask people to check your resume for you. This is not a seminar to talk about resume, but so you can please. But then resume is one thing that, because the thing is that you learn about the ATS system. Forgotten the full meaning now. But the way it works now is that now you come to think of it, you are an HR. You're looking for just one person. You just an opening for one person, and 10,000 people applied. So how are you going to sort that? And you want to feed the world very fast. Like even if you have all the time, now are you going to go through 10,000 applications? I mean, you're just going to lose your mind. People who are qualified, who are overqualified, who are underqualified, everybody has applied. So one thing they do is that they take the system through an ATS system. An ATS system is more like an AI system, such that they give you some set of instructions, some set of conditions and all that. Okay, look through these CVs and highlight or just bring out the ones that meet these criteria. So with that, like 90% already, like 90% of the applicants are gone. And why? Like putting irrelevant things. You don't take time to study the job role, the job responsibility, the criteria, and all. You just write your CV, just submit a generic CV. And you are saying that the job I'm not getting response. How can you get a response? Because you are submitting generic CV for all the jobs. There's a design engineer job, there's a manufacturing engineer job, there's a site engineer job, and then you are sending the same the same CV for the three roles. It's not done. Even if they are the same role, you look at the company, look at the objective of the company, look at what the company does, study the job role, and try to optimize your resume, try to design your resume so that you can meet the job role 100% at least. So please, very, very important. We should also learn how to rightfully use AI. One of the things I did that time was that I will write my CV, write it well to my taste, and then put it on ChatGPT or whatever AI tool, and then put the job role, put the job description, the role, the requirement, put it there and give it a prompt that, okay, look at my CV, look at the job role, try to revamp this CV for me. So after that, the AI system gives me another CV, when we find, even with that, I will still edit it again. Like I said, getting a job is a job. You don't just apply casually. See, you are going to apply, you're going to put all those efforts, and then at the end of the day, oh, sorry, we can't move with you. We can't move ahead with you. Oh, you are this, you are that. I mean, all of those sorry messages. Yes, it's just part of the thing. Like, it's just part of the journey, because actually at the end of the day, you only need one yes, and you will forget. See, when I first got to Canada, I was applying, because when I was in Nigeria, I never had a course to apply for any job. All of the job offers that came, and the one I went for, they came to me. Like, you get, so they don't even care about what you put on your CV. They already know what they're looking for, and they are interested in you already, right? But then this is not the case here. So I started applying for jobs. Oh, I was applying. Most times I won't get a response, and then when I get a response, always, oh, we are sorry. And then at the point I was tired, and then I went to LinkedIn. And then I started messaging people like Nigerians. Just like the people are working in great companies, like nice company here in Canada. I've been applying. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then some did not reply. It's fine, right? You cannot be entitled to another person's opinion or to another person's time. It's fine. And then the people that can reply, fine. So, and then somebody replied me, and then he got on a call with me. He didn't know me from anywhere. He got on a call with me like 2 hours. Oh, he was telling me the things I need to do. He checked my CV. Oh, remove this. Oh, add this. Oh, do this. Apply to this place. And then I was like, wow, I didn't know this person from anywhere. So, but then those tips helped me. I got on a call with another HR. He's a Nigerian. He's working for the government, and then, oh, do this, do that, do that. And all of those things were helpful. Like, so it's a job. It's a job. And then the guy was telling me that he applied to over 300 places before he got the role the company was working for. I was like, wow, 300. I thought it was a joke. I applied to more than 300 places. Like 300, I did more than 300. But now I've forgotten the details, because now I'm in a good place. So it's just always like that. The first one can be difficult, always. Like, no, it's always like for Canada, they're always looking for the Canadian experience, and then if you don't have it, it's kind of a lot. But once you eat the first one, then it's always easy to just grow from there. And it's the same thing everywhere. It's easier to expand, but to start, it's always, even getting a job, starting a business, it's always like that. So it's just like the force of inertia. Like, you need a lot of force to get the thing moving than the force you will need to get it to start moving, than the force you will need to get it moving. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very, very important. I'm still talking about your resume. I can't say a lot about resume, because it's also not a place to talk about resume. But then one thing you can do is to add links to projects. Like, if you're a design engineer, I expect that you have a portfolio. I mean, even as simple as it is, just put all your designs together, put everything